Hi, ohayou gozaimasu, minasan. Ohayou gozaimasu or konnichiwa, depending on what time you are watching this. Hi, honeys. I'm going to speed through this because I made a couple of mistakes while recording a couple of videos earlier. So we're just going to power through, and I need you to just pause. Okay, I need you to pause when you need to. All right, because we are maxing this out, man. We are hayaku in だよね。We are hurrying だよね。まあね。考えないよね。I can't think right now. はい。じゃあ、次。Hi, the other day we covered our K line, which is ka, ki, ku, ki, ko. I need you to pause the video here and write 10 of each into our books. I also need you to make sure you've got our date written down, and this is just a bit of revision from our last lesson. So remember 10 of each. 10 kas, 10 ki, 10 ku, 10 ke, 10 ko. はい、10だよね。次はI need you to do the same for the S line, so 10 each of sa, 10 each of shi, 10 each of su, se, and so. お願いします。ポーズ。だよな。はい、じゃあ次。Hi, here's our classroom entry, darlings. So first things first, yes, you do have to stand up. 起立。礼。よろしくお願いします。着席。だよな。はい、次。So today we are looking at inductive learning. So all inductive learning is I'm going to give you a bunch of examples and you're going to tell me what they might mean, or at least you would tell me if we were in class, but today you're just going to have to take a bit of time to work out what these examples are for yourself. So for example, while we're looking at them, if you can, pair up with a buddy in class. If you can't, you're going to have to do this by yourself. But think about, in the examples that I'm going to show you, what is the same, what is different, what is interesting to you, and what do you think it means. So, here is the slide. Remember, you can go back and pause that PowerPoint slide part to write that into your book. But here are our examples. So I'd like you to definitely pause the video right about now, and I need you to have a look at these examples. What's familiar, what's new, what do you think it means, and I will give you the answer if you haven't figured it out very shortly. But pause here so you can actually have a look, okay? Because that's part of the inductive learning process, is just taking a bit of time. Maybe put on a timer for yourselves, so maybe about 3 minutes, having a look through these examples and trying to see what you think. Hey. Alright. Alright, yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, please make sure that you did that 3-minute thing that I told you to. Otherwise, it doesn't work quite the same way, okay? So here we have, darlings, what do you think we have? We've got some numbers, and they all start with watashi wa, they all end in des. In the middle, at the end of pretty much all of those second to last words, there's got sai. So if you remember sei, S-E-I, remember sei is years at school. Sai is something different, but it's still to do with our numbers. So we've got ni sai, san sai, yon sai, go sai, roku sai, nana sai, kyu sai, and then we've got a couple of differences, which is isai, hasai, and jusai, as well as hatachi and ju-isai, ju-hasai. If you haven't figured it out by now, we are talking about ages. So sei, which we learned earlier to do with years at school, sai is years old. So S-E-I, years at school, S-A-I, years old. So we've got a couple of exceptions here. We've got Isai, we've got Hasai, and Jusai. So Isai is 1 year old, Hasai is 8 years old, Jusai 10 years, Ju Hasai 18, Ju Isai 11, and Hatachi. Hatachi is a little bit special because in New Zealand society, what is the biggest birthday? So usually it is 21. You know, when you turn 21, you get a key. There's a big, there's a lot of stuff to do with like you're finally an adult. Hey, when you're 21. And in Japanese culture, that number is 20. So 20, the legend behind 20 is rather than being given a key to the world, when you turn 20 years old, you should have learned everything you need to learn from your father or your parents. And that's why Hatachi is so special, because Hatachi is when you officially become an adult in Japan. Right, tsugi. So right now, honeys, I need you to take a 10-minute break and go on to Quizlet to do a bit of practice for Toshi, our ages. I will put the links up on our Teams, etc. for you to just access easily. If you go back into Teams now, you should be able to go on to Quizlet. Please spend only about 10 minutes there, because then I need you to finish watching the rest of this video. Hey, pause it. Okay, so hopefully you went and did that. I'm watching you. No, I'm not. I'm stuck in my house like everybody else. So we're just gonna do a bit of our grammar now. So Tony, Chopper, and Luffy are gonna introduce that to us. Hi. 何歳ですか?私は14歳です。何歳ですか?私は13歳です。はい。いいんじゃなく. So that's just a quick thing. What was happening there? You probably would have noticed that they're being asked, how old are you? And replying, I am this old. いいですか? Hi. So our question, which I need written into your books, is 何歳ですか? How old are you? And our answer is going to be 私は歳です. Remember that you've got those exceptions like Isai, Hasai, and Jusai for 1, 8, and 10. But for all the other numbers like Sansai or Yonsai or Gosai, you just need to put in the correct number for your age. いいですか? So if you are 13, you're going to have Ju-san. If you're just putting san, it's saying you're 3 years old, okay? So make sure you put the Ju in front. はい、じゃあいいんじゃなく, once you have done that, I dare you to teach somebody in your household this phrase. They can all learn Japanese with you. じゃあまたね, that's all for today, honeys. If you can pop up a photo of your bookwork today up on Teams or in a message to me on Teams, that would be great. はい、じゃあまたね。